sweet. I don't have all the pieces to play it, but I would if I could. Game 1 versus Affinity is a win. Yeah, I could see Rabble and Blood Moon turn 2 still being pretty good. Oh, did you have the Simians in there? I didn't see. No. Were you thinking about fast mana for this thing? But yeah, Ancestral plus Thopter Sword is a thing. If Liquid Metal's so critical, maybe Rogue and Muddle. Rosen says he's doing it through the birds and the... Oh, okay. I don't know if I like that more. Maybe. Add a more combo-like version with blue. Did you, Jay? How many Ancestrals would I be comfortable running in the main deck or at all? I like the Sudden Shocks a lot. I even wanted to test an Elspeth. I was even thinking of not Night Aaron. I was thinking Sun's Champion even. Gideon Jace. I don't know. I've just been tired of my Nahiris getting Celestialed. Purse is fun. Actually, with all the people jamming Dredge on Magic Online, I actually think you should consider sideboarding the Verdict and main the Anger. Actually, if I'm gonna do that. Oh, March. There you go. March of the Machines. My Faceless Blue says birds and Hyrix count as fast mana. Not when they get Lightning Bolt, but I hear you. They don't always have the bolt. It's good, Seven. I'm pretty tired. We're totally like an hour over where we're supposed to be. Typical. Typical. Ancestral's kind of in this weird place where I don't really like them in the main. I like them in the board when we know it's a grind. Yeah. But this gives something you to do, something for the deck to do with the Thopter Foundry, other than the sword, which is nice. Hi, Kino, thanks to the follow, Reno. But, unless I want to go heavier on Ghost Quarters and Surgicals, I would have to consider some number of Crumble in the sideboard. Which sucks. I didn't really want to be honest with you. I will say this about Crumble, though. In my testing, if you had, like, a counter for the first threat that Tron throws at you, and then you're able to... I will say this about... We did test the Crumble for a while. I will say this. In a situation where you're able to, like, remand or not or cryptic, what have you, or negate the first threat that they play out, the nice thing I can say about the Crumbles is you usually could follow the next turn with the Crumble, and they won't have the Eldrazi charm. Yeah, they usually don't have... Or if you get them to tap out for a threat, but you counter it, the Warping Whale isn't a thing. And you get to crumble them. Yeah, I mean, like, Ancestral does seem better on the side. It is. Well, see, that's the problem, Kane. Is so okay. So you take an Ancestral, you take a Thopter Foundry, and you take a Brain. When you get instant speed Ancestral, great. And that's the issue with this card. Is that let's just touch on this for a moment. Is if you want to do the Brain Cestral Kane, you'd have to main deck it because that's where we're using the artifact package. Unless you want to do the Nahiri nonsense main deck and then sideboard into artifact stuff, that's an option too. And it's not completely nonsense. There are matchups where it's fantastic. Like give me any grindy matchup. Yes, I like the Nahiri plus Emrakul a lot, but there are plenty of matchups that aren't. Not sold on Ancestral, feels like it's underperforming. Right, I mean, I think I only like it if we're casting it through the Brain, to be honest with you. Terrence says, but if we trade the Brain to get the Ancestral, that's one card? It does? Are you sure? We don't mind having a Foundry. Are you saying this and this? So you spend this on this? You still like the idea of Thirst? I was going to take a Thirst to the GP. I mean, what I'm telling you guys is I just don't... Not that Terran threw off my groove, you didn't. But I'm not really that interested in Ancestral or Thopter Brain. I felt this was very strong. Yeah. Yes, because you spend Brain, Ancestral, you'll draw 3 cards. Yeah, I liked Thirst okay. Thirst made me happier about the Thopter Sword in the deck, for example. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing we could go back to, is just you end up, because we can't run Boom Bust on Magic Online, we'll just take that as a crap will be a little bit worse against Tron, yada yada. You've got the Thopter Sword engine, and then you run some number of Thirst. That's fine. That is certainly an option. Cool. Like this build, because you decided to end Nemi. Yeah, that's what we planned on doing at the GP Kane's Lens, and then not that I got cold feet, but I just decided against it. But you could. The way you would do it is instead of... My problem with that, Kane's Lance, is there's a lot of Celestial Purge running around in people's boards right now. A lot of people were gunning for Nahiri at the GP. But if that's not the case on Magic Online, you're welcome to run her. I'm going to try to stay away from red and black walkers for the near future. I actually was running double purge in my build at the GP. But yes. Chase says Stony hurts more. What? No, I mean, like, here's the other thing to think about. Like, with the Thopter Sword engine, like, you probably side a lot more cards out, and you need to be careful about that, because at least the Boom Bust could stay in. You might have to side out as many as 8 cards. And then what are you bringing in? You're bringing in 3, 4 walkers, maybe an Emrakul. Kane says just use Jace to get Emmy. It's not that simple. Yes, Jace does fetch Emrakul with his ultimate, or he takes theirs, which is neat. But he's good against strategies that go wide. Now I play GP Charlotte. If you want my debrief, it's this video here. Also, don't forget to watch the Card Hoarder podcast. It's going up tomorrow, the one that I started. Connor does a really great job. And then, of course, you got David Murphy, and, of course, the owner of Card Hoarder himself, Nathaniel. They do a really great job. Most of what they talk about is Magic Online, but there are plenty of other things that they're speaking about on that, and I do listen to these myself, and I will be on episode 6, so check it out. If you want to see the debrief, let me pull it up. Kevin says, dig the Walker Poker package post-sport. I think it's good, too. Sprite Star 141. Thanks for the follow, Reno. Welcome to the BSMG. Check that out. It's the recap of the GP. If you want to watch it, I recommend it. But yeah, like Jace is another way to get the Emrakul that isn't hit by Celestial Purge if you want to try to meta the meta. Or not meta the meta, but get around it somehow. That's still a lot of spots. So what, instead of running a variety of walkers, you're asking me to run just Jaces? Okay. And an Emrakul. Okay. How many more do I have? I am borrowing... AVP, thanks for that follow, Reno. Welcome to the BSMG. Yeah, you could run a bunch of Jace and an Emrakul. I mean, he still gets hit. This still gets hit by the Graph Diggers, I suppose. Does it say players? So I guess it would also include their library. Don't forget people are jamming Graph Diggers. Thanks for the follow, Reno AVP. Welcome to the BSMG. I mean, this was relatively popular too. There was Bribery, there was Purge, there was Graph Digger's Cage. I saw a Mardu guy playing Hide and Seek. So, like, there are all sorts of stuff people were trying to gun for either Jace or Nahiri Emrakul. Mostly Nahiri Emrakul, not Jace. But yeah, I mean, this is a way to circumvent that. You could try Jace instead of Nahiri and see if that gets around all the purges flying around and you still get the Emrakul. It's better against strategies that go wide. Strategies that don't go wide, the Nahiri's still better, but yeah, it's an option. What's the song that plays during the... well, I can play it for you. That is Fooly Cooly. I believe it is... Beautiful Morning With You. No, it's Brand New Love Song. Yeah, I can play that next if you want to hear the whole song. It's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Dust2323, thanks for the follow, Reno. Yeah, the kid holding the guitar. It's actually a bass guitar. Actually. But yeah, I just was never really impressed with the Thopter Sword either in this deck. I kind of just liked the Beck Call and the Boom Bust. That's the whole song this time. It's a good one. Well, actually, this is the instrumental of it. There is an actual... There's a song that actually has lyrics in it, too. But it's a good one. We could try something like that.